I closed my eyes and gripped the steering wheel tightly. The night was dark, and heavy rain pounded on the roof. I was far from the city in a desolate area, and my phone's GPS had lost signal. I had to rely on road signs and my memory. Through the windshield, my headlights illuminated a road-closed sign, but there was no turning back. Ahead, a dense forest stretched out, and I decided to drive down that road, hoping it would lead me closer to civilization. The path was narrow, and the trees loomed over it, as if threatening to entangle me in their dark secrets. As I continued down the forest road, I felt an inexplicable sense of unease. Suddenly, something glimmered among the trees, and I slammed on the brakes. I turned on my hazard lights, got out of the car, and shone my flashlight towards the source of the light. What I saw sent a chill down my spine. Among the trees, there were numerous crosses, adorned with candles. It seemed to be some inexplicable gathering or ritual. I realized that I had stumbled upon a place I should have avoided. Then, I heard a rustling noise behind me. Slowly turning around, I spotted a figure in a black hood, standing a few meters away from me. Fear gripped me, and I sprinted back to my car, but it wouldn't start. In the darkness, I could hear footsteps approaching, and I understood that my life was in danger. I desperately searched for a way out of this nightmarish situation, but my mobile phone had no signal. With each passing second, the figure drew closer, and I knew my only chance was to flee into the woods. I dashed forward into the dark thicket, not looking back. My steps were muffled by the forest's darkness, and I had no idea where I was going. My breath was heavy, and my heart raced. At some point, I heard an unearthly scream behind me, spurring me to run faster. I ran, not knowing what was pursuing me, but feeling the mysterious threat always close by. I continued to sprint through the dark and eerie forest, feeling as if my life hung by a thread. The rain showed no sign of letting up, and my legs slipped in the mud, but I dared not stop. Eventually, I stumbled and fell, but I quickly got back on my feet and kept running. The forest was desolate and unforgiving, and I was utterly alone with the looming terror. I tried to find a way out of this nightmare, but the forest seemed endless, and it was impossible to orient myself in the darkness. I had to push through thick underbrush and clamber over fallen logs. My legs and lungs were burning from exhaustion, but fear overpowered my fatigue, and I couldn't afford to stop. After what felt like an eternity, I heard the sound of rushing water. It was a river. Without hesitation, I ran towards it, desperately searching for a way to cross. The water was icy and swift, but I had no choice. I waded in, feeling the frigid water envelop me, and swam, summoning all my willpower to reach the other side. When I finally made it to the opposite bank, I scanned the area for my pursuer. But the figure in the black hood was nowhere to be seen. I had been saved from the unknown danger that had stalked me, but I would never find out who they were or what their intentions were. I continued my journey through the forest, and after hours of wandering, I finally reached the nearest road. As I approached it, I heard the roar of an engine and saw car headlights approaching. When the car drew closer and I saw the driver's face, a sense of dread washed over me. It was the same person in the black hood who had pursued me in the forest. His eyes were cold and lifeless, and a sinister smile played on his lips. He rolled down the window and said, "You thought you could escape from me." My fate was sealed, and I realized there was no way out of this situation. In the next moment, he retrieved something from under the car seat, which glimmered in the headlights' glow, plunging the world around me into darkness.